welcome back. I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, and for that I apologize. I haven't been lazy or have spent an inordinate amount of time learning this solo. I had an injury to my finger on my fretting hand. I got a splinter in the tip of my index finger, and I don't know how I did it. And that was about 7 days ago, and I gnawed at it with my teeth, and I took tweezers to it, and I picked at it with my fingers, and I just made the whole bloody thing worse, and I ended up with a little blood blister on the tip of my finger. So I couldn't play guitar, and it was frustrating as hell to spend the past week not really being able to play. I tried, like just not using my index finger, and but finally healed up, and I finally got this one recorded last night, and it feels good to be playing again, and it feels good to be playing slide. I've never played slide before in my life. And I knew that there was slide on this list. When I first looked at this list last year, when I first got started, of course I went through it to see what I had to deal with for different solos, techniques that I will have to learn, and sweeping and blues and different things. And I knew that the solo to Layla by Dwayne Allman was on this list, but it was well high. It's I think it's in the top 15, and I'll worry about that when I get to it. And so when I sat down 2 weeks ago to learn the solo to Sharp Dressed Man, despite the fact that I had heard the song hundreds of times in my life, I had never really listened that closely to the solo. And I listened to it, and I'm like, wait a second, that's a slide solo, and I don't know how to play slide. And so I've got to learn, and I've got to learn fast. And so I dug out my slide and went to YouTube, and I watched a couple of YouTube tutorials on how to play slide guitar. And you got to be over the fret wires and not over the fret, and raise the action on the guitar. And I put a set of heavier gauge strings. I put a set of 11s on my guitar when I usually use 10s, and set to it. And a couple of nights, and I was all right. I can do this. This isn't that bad. And luckily for me, this solo is generally considered to be a beginner slide solo, and perfect for me because I'm a beginner slide player. And I had it down in a couple of nights, and I was getting ready to record it, and that's when I got the splinter in my fingers, so I had to shelve it for a week, and finally got to it last night. So finally good to be playing some slide guitar, and finally happy to be playing my new Squire that I picked up a couple of months ago. This is an interesting guitar. This is a Taiwan, it's a high-end Squire. I think it's about a $700 or $800 Squire with 3 hot rails in it, so basically 3 humbuckers, no tone, just one volume. 5-way switch. You can put on the bridge and the neck at the same time, which is kind of interesting. It's a signature model from some Taiwanese guitar player named Olarn, and I picked it up from a guy from Thailand, and got it really cheap. I got it for like about $100, and it's just a fantastic little guitar for a Squire. And I'm not a snob when it comes to guitars. Most of my guitars are mid-range, but yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. Perfect for this solo, with the humbuckers and the Strat body. So anyway, to be 100% honest though, this solo is a very iconic solo, very well known. But like I said, it's not the slide playing in it isn't really that difficult, so it's not that really should put it on this list. I think it's on this list because of its iconic nature. Even the second outro solo is just Billy Gibbons doing his Billy Gibbons stuff, some great blues licks and whatnot, but there's really nothing there that's really mind-blowing. Some nice string skipping double stops, so those are kind of cool. And so what I'm getting to is that if I was to put a ZZ Top solo at this point on the list at number 43 or 42, wherever I'm at, I would put the solo to LaGrange, the pinch harmonic solo from LaGrange. That's a unique and interesting solo, and that's probably my favorite Billy Gibbons solo. That's what I would put here. I would leave this one on the list, but I'd knock it down a few pegs, maybe into the 60s or 70s. But anyway, great fun solo to play, and I don't think I have anything else to say. So that's it. I'm just happy to be back, and I will be back next week with the next solo. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll keep you in suspense. I've been working also really hard on my next honorable mention at number 40, once I get through 40. One of the most technically challenging minute and a halves I've ever learned in my life, and I've got it down, and I'm ready to go. and really, really difficult stuff. And so that's coming up soon as well. So you take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in about a week, maybe less. And that's it. Keep on rocking in the free world. Ciao.